Welcome back. Every 9 seconds in the U.S., a woman is assaulted or beaten. That's according to the Partnership Against Domestic Violence. It is a serious issue that needs year-round attention. No one understands that more than Carolyn Thomas. Her story isn't easy to hear, and the images you're about to see are tough to take in. But it's the reality of the dangers of domestic violence.
December the 5th of 2003. It was a Friday. We was all over the place. He was screaming and yelling.
Terrence Kelly was enraged and hallucinating. Police believe he had just smoked marijuana mixed with embalming fluid.
After that, I really don't remember anything.
We had a tussle in there in my room. I happened to fell into the closet or bumped into something that made the gun fall out of the shoebox.
What happened next would change Carolyn Thomas's life and face forever.
I don't remember him actually putting the gun to my temple and pulling the trigger. I didn't feel any pain, but I do remember touching my face and it not feeling the same. It felt like a sponge, just like oversaturated sponge. I lost 80% of my face.
Callie and Thomas had a tumultuous 8-year on-again, off-again relationship.
I left several times, and I would always go back.
Why didn't it just end? Why didn't you want to just end it?
Love.
But would you abuse someone you love?
I wouldn't say I was abusive.
Mine was physical and verbal.
We got into some things a few times.
So the first time that he ever hit me.
But I'm not an abusive person.
Things started off well.
We were introduced to each other. He was like really quiet at first.
But soon, Thomas began to notice streaks of jealousy.
I was unable to associate with my male cousins.
Her family had a bad intuition. They warned her, but she didn't listen.
I was 22 at the time, and I thought I knew everything.
What she didn't know is what would take place years later at her Waco apartment.
He shot my mom first in the stomach, and then drugged me into the living room, and then shot me in the face point blank range. Everything was just going so fast and slow motion all at the same time.
A neighbor heard the gunshots and called 911. When officers arrived,
we walked up to the stairwell. Carolyn's mother was on the first flight. She pointed towards the apartment upstairs and asked if her daughter got out.
Soon after, Thomas's mom died. Officer Kermit Graham came across Thomas's body.
I saw Miss Carolyn laying face down on the floor.
The police officer thought I was dead.
I had to step over.
I grabbed his ankle, let him know I was alive, and
I was still holding my gun, and I went, oh.
A jury convicted Terrence Kelly of murder and attempted murder.
Come on over here.
He's serving a life sentence.
Sit at number 5.
At the Cofield unit.
Yes, sir.
The largest Texas prison.
My heart bleeds daily about that, you know. But I tried to remember,
Kelly claims he has no recollection of that day.
I see a very strong person.
But one look in the mirror is all it takes for Thomas to remember what he did.
I've got to learn to love the woman in the mirror.
That's it. Okay. Reconstructing Thomas's face has been a lifelong journey. She's had well over 25 surgeries. Another surgery is scheduled to take place next week at Houston Methodist.
I lost the right eye, the nose.
But she's become whole again, thanks to the painstaking work of a dream team of doctors led by Eugene Alford.
He said, Carolyn, I'm not going to be able to get you back to the way you once were. But what we will do is that we will get you to a point to where you feel comfortable going out into the world. That was my first big major magazine, was People magazine.
Thomas became the most recognizable face of domestic violence. She appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Larry King Live.
Love me some Larry King.
Thomas turned her pain into purpose, mentoring women all over the country while starting up her own nonprofit, Voices4All Foundation, to help other survivors.
I tell people, you know, a gun is not nothing to play with. Once you pull it out, you cock that hammer back and you pull that trigger, it's over.
And above all else, Thomas says, please pay attention to the warning signs.
Don't brush off the jealousy. Don't brush off the control or the mental or the emotional. Don't brush any of that off. And once you leave, once you say, I'm gone, you put your foot down, don't go back.
Now, we want to point out that men as well as women can be victims of domestic violence. Officer Graham sadly told us that years after responding to the scene with Carolyn, his own son was killed as a result of domestic violence. He says, don't be ashamed, report it. Carolyn has another surgery November 30th. If you'd like to help donate or learn more about her foundation, go to the story on KVUE.com.